Hello Wastrels, Caedo here with a special video about Fallout 76, the new thing announced from Bethesda today. This is the teaser that Bethesda's long live stream led up to. So I, Caedo, am hoping to start a discussion with all of you Wastrels to see what kind of things we can deduce or speculate or discuss about this teaser. First, as expected, we have a slow pan out from a radio flickering to life and playing that familiar easygoing tune that then leads into Take Me Home Country Roads, a song that sings of West Virginia, perhaps the location that this takes place. Further panning reveals that this radio is actually a Pip-Boy, and an older model it seems at that, giving a rather Pip-Boy 2000 vibe from the classic games. You'll also see that the date says October 27th, 2102, 25 years after the Great War, and 59 years before Fallout 1 begins. We can safely call this a prequel. The Pip-Boy's screen displays an alarm going off at 6:34 in the morning. Behind it is a set of glasses next to an Unstoppables comic book with a cup and a party hat on top of it, showing that there may have been a celebration beforehand. It pans out further to show a bedroom with several things on and underneath the bed. A few toys, a silver watch, a baseball glove, some binoculars, a toolbox, and I can't quite tell what this yellow thing is, maybe an ID badge? And a new magazine as well under the bed called Scout's Life. On top of the bed is a nice Vault-Tec blanket, and lying on that jangles the moon monkey, a hat, and a blue backpack. Panning further, the sign on the wall flips between good evening and good morning, with a few other happy characters on it besides the Vault Boy. More standard domestic things on the left side too, next to the dresser. The scene then switches to what looks to be the other side of the room. Notice the same wallpaper as the previous scene. Up front, we have a coffee table with an Unstoppables board game on it, next to a bottle of some kind of beer. I'm not quite sure what that says exactly. Oak House, maybe? There might have been a jam session going on because there are two chairs, what looks like a harmonica on top of one of them, and a guitar leaning up against the other. Behind these chairs is a bookshelf with what looks to be a lot of pre-war money on the bottom right, some Wonder Glue, looks like some other crafting-based materials, a toy car, a bunch of books on the next shelf, plastic pumpkin, what might be duct tape, another model or toy car, and a mini nuke, as well as the Blast Radius board game and what looks like a few other ones called Rad Power, and I can't quite see the other ones. But the one with the eyes looks like the corporate espionage propaganda poster. The poster on the right side says 1776 to 2076. What it was saying in the wiki is that Vault 76, mentioned a couple of times before in previous games, is a control vault, so one that monitors other vault experiments. And this one was apparently called Vault 76 because of the year it was completed. On the left of the top shelf, looks like a Bavarian mug, a mascot head of some kind, a camera and a bird cage, and of course a little further to the right, what looks to be a mounted deer skull on the wall. The next shows a shelf with a television on it. The gentleman on the television sounds suspiciously like Ron Perlman, longtime narrator of Fallout intros, and looks to be a corporate Vault-Tec representative or something to that effect. Maybe even a president or mayor, standing in front of the vault door labeled 76. This official-looking character declares, "But when the fighting has stopped and the fallout has settled, you must rebuild." Standard Vault-Tec propaganda. Looking around the shelf here, there's a few things that remind us more of previous Fallout games. On the right side is a little toy soldier, identical to the one that MacCready gives you if you raise your affinity with him enough in Fallout 4, as a sign of friendship. This toy soldier has a couple of matching military vehicles, a Jeep and motorcycle. Below that is a iBot model, which is another collectible in Fallout 4, and what looks to be a box of bobby pins behind it, and a couple bland books. There are a few more magazines on the bottom shelf here, including two more Scout's Life and a new one called Backwoodsman. We also see a miniature Zayden spaceship, seen in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, I believe, and a chessboard with a cigar box on top. To the left of the TV, we have Bottle and Cappy and a Nuka-Cola rocket behind them, referencing Nuka World, and a Vault Boy figurine and another robot miniature of Mr. Handy down below. This is when it gets interesting. This is a trophy and awards case. I was able to transcribe most of what these are showing. Starting from the lower left, we have one that's for best looking hair. Next to the right of it is the cleanest toilet award. This third one on the right, I didn't get all of it, but from what I could read, it says performance award Vault Hall Monitor. If one of you amazing wastrels is able to tell what the rest of it says, please share with the rest of us. On the next shelf up on the left side is the Outstanding Achievement Award. It says, "In appreciation for your commitment and dedication to our isolation program, sacrificing many so some can live." There's a lot of questions that arise from that one. Next to it is the Excellence in Bravery, which says, in recognition of the canned mystery meat experiment, you volunteered to eat when no one else would. We are proud of you and glad you are not dead. I imagine keeping to the ongoing joke that mystery meat is 100% people. Finally, at the top is the annual Vault Halloween costume contest first place. In the background, which is rather blurry, we have a clothing hamper, which seems to have a bug of some kind on it. Is that it? That's not a cave cricket, is it? My first guess was a mimic from Prey. Maybe they fit that in the trailer or something, but I want to guess a cave cricket. The rest of the room in the background is rather blurry. All I feel like I can make out is one of the plastic toy rockets from Fallout 4. What do you all see there? We then move into the laundry and washroom. Of course, we have several jars up here with a Braxo cleaner and a baseball, and a little plushy cat I don't think I've seen before, and some other various junk items on top here. There's a bulletin board in the back that you can't quite tell what all the notes say, but there is also a Vault-Tec procedures poster that says Vault-Tec provides all clothing, bedding, and accommodations for residents. Personal belongings must be reviewed and approved by an authorized Vault-Tec hermetics technician before such belongings can be delivered to your reserved quarters within the vault. The second paragraph is a bit more difficult to make out. All Vault residents must attend an orientation seminar. If you do not attend such a seminar as part of the application process, you, what looks to be like must, make an appointment with your Vault-Tec representative. Very interesting. We got a Giddy Up Buttercup next to the washers here, and an oil can on top of the box labeled Vault-Tec. The rest of the restroom is most things we've seen already, and what you would expect to loot in a vault, except for that little chicken on top of the toilet. There's a few sticky notes on the mirror as well, but I can't quite make those out. In the next scene, we're at a desk with a terminal on it in what might be the same room as the first scene because of the blue wallpaper, but that might be a little bit of a stretch. On the desk lies a couple robotic chips, a fan, a Nuka World mug, a lamp, a few books, and a little owl figure, and a couple of, commemorative pens on a plaque that looks to say Vault of the Year? I'm not quite sure. What do you see there? Between the book and the fan, too, it looks like a robotic limb of some kind. Maybe the Mr. Handy flamethrower. And of course, the main thing in our face that should be mentioned is the invitation coming up on screen. New scene, a dining room. Unfinished meals indicates somebody had to leave quickly, perhaps. The skewer has that cat again that we saw on the washing machine as a top piece for it, so it might hold some significance as a bit of a reoccurring character. There's salt and pepper on the table and the dishes, of course, with another Scout's Life magazine and a red-covered spiral-bound notebook. It very much stands out from the rest of the things on the table, so it might hold some significance as well. The rest is standard miscellaneous items we've seen before, but looking out the window, we see the atrium, which is where we pop into next. We see obviously a celebration was happening, lots of yellow and blue balloons and streamers, and confetti everywhere, and notice the soccer field down below. The background comes into view and it says Celebrate Reclamation Day. I'm not sure what that means, but reclamation means the act or process of reclaiming or reformation rehabilitation via Merriam-Webster. We can also see the entrance to another Vault Dweller's quarters to the right of where we came out from that has a nice little lawn, if you can call it that, with some pink flamingos, a welcome sign, and a pristine white mailbox. Across the walkway, it just looks to be a standard cafe dining room area. And if there's anything else you think you could draw from this, please say so in the comments. Besides the fact that the vault seems completely abandoned, after us viewers probably just realized this, we now see a Vault Dweller slapping on the old school looking Pip-Boy that still says October 27th, 2102 at 6:41 in the morning, displaying that 7 minutes have passed between the first scene and this one. And we do finally see that the Pip-Boy is actually a 2000 model via the sticker on top. We also get the first look at the Vault 76 jumpsuit, showing a lot of similarities to Fallout 4's jumpsuits, the visible difference being the extra upper arm padding. Hype ensues as we see the 76 on the back, the Vault door looking out to what I would believe is the atrium, since there are a couple of balloons off to the left side, and the atrium is the only place we saw the balloons. The question remains, is the vault abandoned? Did all the other Vault Dwellers leave because it was set to open after 20 years, according to the wiki? Because the date on the Pip-Boy is 25 years after the Great War. We have many things to discuss here, and I want to hear your thoughts. Let's see what else we can discover about this. And if you're not quite back into the Fallout groove, even though I don't really do discussion videos that often, keep in mind that I do have several guides and walkthroughs for Fallout 3, New Vegas, 4, and even Fallout 1 now, as well as a couple Let's Plays you might find interesting, currently Fallout New Vegas. If you'd like to support my channel on Patreon, the link is here and in the description. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to discussing this with you in the comments, and may you water the wasteland like you own it.